can mindful eating actually get you the fat loss results you've been looking for? Chances are, if you click this video, you're frustrated with dieting and trying to lose fat. But even more probable is that the real frustration is with yourself, because you feel as though you should be able to do this, but for some reason, overeating, guilt, and stress keep derailing you. You're stuck in that loop, never staying consistent enough to actually get the results that you've wanted for so long. I want you to know that there is hope, and I was once feeling exactly how you are at this moment. Even as a personal trainer and nutrition coach, I still struggled with overeating and cravings, and was holding me back from the results that I wanted. And if you've been on this journey for a while, discipline, motivation, and willpower are probably the first things that come to mind. But it's not the full story, and it's not even the half of it. So today I'm gonna break down what mindful eating really is and why it's such an important piece of the fat loss puzzle. It could be the one thing that you're missing to finally get this right. Now, I will be honest, I used to hear about mindful eating and mindfulness or see it on magazines, and it just seemed like this abstract, fluffy, soft theory that wouldn't really do anything. So I ignored it for years. But it wasn't until I understood how the brain makes food decisions that I realized that this is something that could actually really help me. The eat slowly, put your fork down between bites thing, that was the last thing that I wanted to try. And guess what? You don't even have to do any of that with the mindful fat loss method. But before we get into that, let's simplify mindful eating. It really comes down to two components: awareness and acceptance. So why are these two important? Break it down. Acceptance. Acceptance means working with the things that we can't change instead of fighting them. And here are a few examples of why this is so important. Number one is how our brains evolved. We have two parts of the brain, the survival versus the rational brain. The rational brain, your prefrontal cortex, handles long-term goals like fat loss. But your survival brain has been evolving for millions of years. It values high-calorie foods because back then, that's what kept us alive. That automatic dopamine response to cake over broccoli, you didn't choose it, it's just the way that it is. Number two, genetic differences in food reward. Some people simply find food more rewarding than others. It's called the relative reinforcing value of food, or RVV food. Think of it as this: foodie versus not foodie. If you're a foodie like me, accept it. You can still lose fat without hardcore restriction. Number three, guilt and shame amplify overeating. We've all had those "why the hell did I do that again" moments. The truth is that you're not devoid of discipline. It's how your brain's reward system is wired. And once you understand why it's happening, you can use those experiences to your advantage. Number four is perfectionism and restriction fuel resistance. Black and white thinking leads to the what the hell effect. Eat one cookie, you might as well have 10. Miss your full workout, then why bother with 20 minutes? Restriction triggers rebellion, even when it's self-imposed. And it's that childhood instinct. You can't have this, makes you want even more. That sticks with us. Now we move into the other half of the equation, which is awareness. You can't solve a problem until you get to its root cause. And you can't get to the root cause until you take a step back and actually observe yourself and what's happening. Instead of defaulting to, I suck, I failed again, ask, why is it this is happening? Now you might be wondering, okay, so if more discipline isn't the solution, what am I supposed to do about it? And the answer is you need to figure out the true reward of your actions. As humans, we are wired for instant reward, and everything we do has a reward. But in fat loss, we usually focus on denial, denying calories, denying cravings, forcing willpower, and that works for a few days, maybe a few weeks, but then hunger sets in, workouts feel grueling, and the scale doesn't move the way that you wanted it to. And that's when we usually give in, because the behaviors weren't worth doing to the survival brain. So let's look at an example. Your rational brain says, I need to stop overeating, so in 3 months I'll look good in my favorite jeans. But you skipped breakfast, you're starving, and when you walk into the office, there's a box of donuts staring at you right in the face. Your survival brain says, we need more calories now. And what's a really good high calorie source of food? Donuts. You eat one, then you eat 2 more. And this is because the reward value got inflated by no balanced meal earlier in the day, restriction and rebellion, telling yourself that you can't have it, perfectionism, the what the hell effect, and that's where awareness is in action here. You start to uncover the real cause of unhelpful habits, both biologically and psychologically. And here's the key: we're wired for instant gratification. Our survival brain simply evolved that way. It's not going anywhere, it's just trying to protect you. So the real question isn't, how do I fight this part of myself long enough to lose weight? The real question becomes, how do I calm and disarm the survival brain while rewiring the reward values of overeating? It sounds complicated, but it's really not. This is where the power lies. And that's the goal I'm here to break down for you on this channel. This video up here is the perfect one to dive into next. But remember, you've got this, and I'll see you in the next one.